warm welcome to everyone here as we gather around and settle in for session 15 of the Shrouded Shore. That number is getting up there, isn't it? I'm Ameline, Dragon Mom and Dungeon Master for today's session, and with me are Cross as,
Justicia!
Vertizen as,
Grim.
Yulia as,
Native driver.
and Draken as someone who will hopefully be arriving in the next 15 or 20 minutes. Hard to say exactly, but should not be missing for the whole session. Just an ill-timed absence.
Also, the way you said Dragon Mom made it sound like your surname.
Oh. Okay. I'll take it. It's a title, I guess. But would anyone like to kick us off with a summary of the story so far? What happened last session? Who would like to step up to the plate?
I can do it unless somebody else decides to.
You can have a chance.
Oh,
Plus, I
right.
don't have a script.
Bailey, go
Okay.
ahead.
Alright. Last session, we had the mini Bailiff adventure where she encountered, a couple of people that had reached out to her. One of which being a head butler sort for a imperial noble family, who are apparently working with another group. I hesitate to use the word resistance group because they sound like they're an actually organized militia, but a resistance group. And another she met was the sort of big head honcho pirate captain for this place. Once she'd gotten some acquaintance with them, did some talking, she met back up with the rest of the party, and they all headed to the fabled meeting where some really ill-advised words led to the crown of leadership landing on Bailiff's head. So a disaster for everybody, really. Yeah, that's about it, really.
All right.
Bad choices.
Nice summary, regardless of the quality of the choices that are included in it. If only there was someone who was less good at getting all these disparate factions to work together, then it wouldn't have to be Bayleaf. But the 19th of Tinte, 2 full days have passed since the Moonlight Council, the sun shining high on the 3rd, and Bayleaf is likely nowhere near used to people referring to her as War Mother or standing at attention while waiting for her to tell them to do something. The entire city is ablaze with activity, readying ships, marshalling troops, distributing supplies, giving speeches, and suddenly the little servitor is at the center of it all. Not that anyone else exactly has time to kill. Crom, aside from putting the finishing touches on Fang, has been providing guidance and oversight to the frenetic forging occurring all throughout the Artisan's Alley, as weapons and uniforms alike are churned out, and pretty much anytime he's not doing that, he's probably getting dragged around by Bayleaf, who is frantically asking anyone in the vicinity for advice. Maker has been working with Folly, both working as go-betweens for their establishment of a very tentative Lekmaran diplomatic corps. High Command has proven taciturn on any intended long-term response to the potential survival of Nessus, but for now, pledges of support have been made and efforts are underway to secure tangible aid. The most immediate would already be a great help: permission for the rebel army to take and use an aquatic radio team, allowing rapid communication with Sithalagon from virtually anywhere in Partu. Justicia, of course, has been making even more appearances than Bayleaf, publicly anyway, and her speeches have been getting politely reviewed by a writer. She can still put her own spin on them, as long as they meet a bare minimum of being appropriate for the venue. Now, though, for once, for maybe the first time since the council, you are gathered in one place.
I have
Planning.
to sand off all that Eridan off the speeches.
It said a little bit, at least.
I got a
Said the
question.
parts about teeth. Yes?
Does our society have a concept of hell because Bailey feels she might be in it?
Hell is frequently used as it is a more common term in Eridani dialect, not to refer to a specific place you go when you die, but to describe the feeling of oblivion.
Ah,
Like, hell is conscious nothingness. It is your soul dissipating. It is the void at the end of life if a god does not save you.
never
It
mind then. Hell
is.
would be a release.
Yep. Yep. It is a word that has slipped into general parlance simply because it is like,
It describes a very specific sensation.
yeah. But yes, it is not the state of torment. It is the worst thing that most Eridan people believe can happen to someone, but it is not what's happening to Bayleaf right now. uh, but you are all gathered in one place for once, maybe for the first time since the council. The planning room at the apex of the sea fort has seen its maps and naval charts supplemented by an array of wooden figurines, quickly whittled to loosely represent known Imperial forces and their expected movements. Thankfully, at the moment, those expected movements are fairly constrained, and this is something Bayleaf can rely on her advisors for. Most of the fine logistics have already been planned. Today, your presence is requested for a different matter. Captain Enya, now Admiral, thanks to Bayleaf's promotion, stands at one end of the table, clad in a sea green officer's uniform and looking a lot more like a soldier than she ever did in her previous colorfully clashing attire. She still takes a draw on the pipe, though, looking you over. It's a quiet moment, a very, very brief lull, where you don't really have anyone asking anything of you. So why don't you disk into the room?
I'm available now.
You have
Hello.
arrived.
Yes.
Oh, hello there.
Maker comes out from underneath the cabinet. I've been here the entire time.
Maker probably is the last one to arrive. He's been busy managing getting a radio set up on one of the ships that's going to serve as the flagship. It's a bit unusual, actually, installing one of those on like a vessel that isn't Lakmaran. Bit unprecedented, this little bit of cooperation, small as it might be.
Desticia is sitting somewhere comfortable. She's not complaining about her feet since she doesn't have them. It's kind of the whole reason why she got rid of them. So she's been fine with the walking around, but her throat's starting to go from all the talking.
She has
That's the reason?
One of the reasons.
She has like a little mug of juice to sip on.
Mm.
It's good for your throat.
Slurp.
You know what? I think Bayleaf would have had to get a uniform tailored. Gotta be official, right?
Gotta be official.
He's probably wearing this like new, smart jacket and such now, and just looking uncomfortable as hell.
Yeah, like as you've been as she's been going about things, the butler fellow, Mr. Sugeti, he has made good on his promise to assist in whatever means, and it turns out that isn't just like Imperial logistics. That's also, he is a butler, and you cannot really stop him from
Butlering.
like delivering a day planner to you at the start of the day and being like, here, I've arranged for all these things to be done for you.
So basically, it's uncomfortable that he's doing this, but also it is so invaluable.
Yes, it is like you didn't ask him to do this. He just sort of like offered it, and you didn't turn him down. So, you have a butler now, basically.
Right. Well, I hope everybody's been having a grand couple of days. Hey, your speech has been going well this year.
Yeah, except for all the parts that they keep making me take out. There's so many important things about sorcery I wanted to mention, but no, it has to be you're a living saint now. You can't talk about removing people's organs.
The horror.
I'm suffering from my success.
Ooh.
It's been basically uneventful for me.
Looking sharp, Crumb.
Thank you. I was able to
I was able to finally get the fashion
Detailer.
myself some Griziron clothes while here. It's nice being in the hustle and bustle of the forge again.
Glad to hear it. How's Skyford in general been taking this whole shift of things, Admiral?
The Admiral inhales, exhales. Well enough, well enough. Day after tomorrow, we're pushing off, eh? Seems like a simple plan, currently. She nods.
Simple on paper, at least.
Yeah. We split from the usual trade lanes, land in the north of the continent, use some old smuggler routes. Don't have any siege gear, so our forces should be able to land even without a proper harbor. From there, Roshin takes the bulk of our forces, rendezvous with our allies in Lauren, while you take a team to directly infiltrate Turing Marin. Oh, your home city, if I'm not mistaken. Eh, Warbottle?
Yeah, that'll be quite the homecoming, I guess.
Who could
Never really
say?
intended to leave, but going back now feels weird.
Your family should be right proud of seeing what you've done. Or mortified. Can't tell. You probably could tell me.
Yeah, they were always a little on the cautious and reserved side when it came to the Imperials. They were pleased my brother was serving, gave a sense of security, so probably not proud, I'd say.
Ah, that's where you get it from then.
Yeah. No, be able to show all of you some sights, huh?
Hopefully. I'll be remaining in the water, of course, handling the support from the seas, but it'll be all in order, hopefully. The
Fingers
rest
crossed.
of you, how are your duties treating you?
I could use with some, me time, but I am working well with what they're giving me.
The woes of being important, eh?
Yeah, I'm, of course, usually the most important person in the room, but it's weird everyone actually acknowledging it for once.
And what were you saying, Lakmarin?
I was merely going to state that installing the communication systems in the ship has been a new experience.
Interesting little device you've got there. Interesting indeed. I've never seen a way of talking across distance smaller than a sending tower, short of an actual mage, of course. Tell
What will they
me,
think of next?
you've got quite the fancy tools, don't you? Interesting things, like Marins.
These used to be much more widespread before knowledge and artistry were replaced with servitude and stuff.
Actually, that is not quite true. The radio is relatively modern. It is.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
It is.
Oh.
Like
I
Martin
mean-
did, there was no huge loss of Akkadic knowledge. It's just
No.
basically for a few centuries only Lakmar has been continuing to do new, like serious research in this way.
Right then. Let's just assume Maker is saying that people use it to use a lot more Ecstatic in the past.
Yeah, for sure.
Rather than turning people into zombies, carry letters or something.
I like his assumptions about how communication works, Aridon. All that being said, there's one little thing that has come up a few times already. To put it bluntly, War Mother, the various factions, we ain't all getting along quite as cozy as our leaders are. We've got new uniforms, old titles, We're dredging up little rituals where we can find them. But we're not going to last as a disorganized rabble of different groups. We've got an army of renegades, pirates, rangers, rogues. Try putting all those in the same kind of coat. See what happens.
Yeah, it takes more than a cult to tie some cultures together.
That being said, there is an old tradition with that title of yours. Before Nessus, when the tribes needed to come together under one leader, they'd prove their strength. It was messy, very barbaric back then. But there's something there. You fight along the outside of Outlanders constantly, and there's something about seeing folks brawling together that unites them like nothing else. So here's the thing. Niall proposed it. Before we go, we have ourselves a scrap. There's a old arena in the town, in the market district. Just a small thing. The Imperials put it there. Never saw many attendants. But you and your escorts put me and the others through our paces. You'll win, no doubt, but the people will see priestess, pirate, rebel fighting alongside one another, and it'll give you a chance to inspire your people besides. When they think of power on the battlefield, give them something to think about besides an towering Imperial thrall, eh? Show them that we've got the force to win this.
Nothing good like bleeding together to unite some people, huh?
Aye.
I suppose it's not a bad idea. Gotta ask though, do you want it to be an actual brawl or a little more planned?
Oh, I imagine that no one here's an actor, eh? We got...
I can give me a tune and I can hum a few bars.
Point being, we'll all have plenty of days to rest up and recover on the boat. And don't think that an old-timer like me doesn't know how to go down in a scrap. I'm a mean old she-goat for all my years, and just because Imogen hasn't been granted a spell in decades doesn't mean she hasn't been idle in her studies.
I imagine. Emotion. I imagine.
She just drinks her juice.
You okay? This
Of course, Lady Philatelis. Regardless,
Oh, no, I like this idea. Shows you're working united, gives people a chance to see those that they're following in action, and they could see the Lady Saint performing as well.
They can see the miraculous advantages of sorcery and multiple limbs
I mean, hell,
grafted upon your body.
They might even put some more faith in having Lekmar allies. She sort of nods to Maker.
that will happen.
Reasonable enough. Sparring sessions should not cause many issues.
Crumb.
Hmm?
Just how far away from are you?
Away from where?
Well, from
From
here.
home?
Yeah, I mean, how far did you come?
I come from the way. I come from way up north. Like, probably about now would be the first. This time of season is when the snow would have melted for like a month or two before we're back in blizzard. That's how far north I come from.
I don't know my geography particularly well at all, to be frank. But we had been talking about fighting together, allies in arms, trials for combat and such. But I suppose your people would be a resource to tap.
That resource is already tapped. We could probably start up a fire back up there quite easily. A lot of us, after the war with Eridan, are just tired. And we also, that up there's not really much way of resources or supplies, not like down here where there's like food, cover, material.
Well, in that case, we have something to offer a potential ally then. Maybe once we've got our northern ports secured.
If we could reconnect with my clan, you would have an entire group of willing smiths and warriors at your fingertips. Believe you me, there would be very little you need in order to sway them to come help you down here.
Beyond a way to get here, of course, I imagine.
Well,
Far
thankfully,
south of the world and all.
Yeah, that's of hop, skip, and a jump to Geziron. It is not. We are like,
Almost the other side of the world.
yeah.
Partu is about as far south as you can get in this world, and Geziron is about as far north as you can get.
Maker, do your people have any feelers out there?
Any what?
Presents.
It is
Fingers in their pies. Do you have spies out there?
like Marins have listening posts and listening posts, hidden bases, that kind of thing, scattered basically all throughout Eredon territory. It's they have quite a presence. Though no real build-ups of forces, just a lot of observation and areas that they can operate out of.
Yeah, sorry for not answering. I just didn't hear the word properly.
Ah, yes.
Dealers.
Yeah. Do your people have any presence in Cromsland?
I am certain we do. I would not be able to answer who or where. I have never been to Gorza before.
I don't suppose your people also have, like, I don't know, super fast, like, lobster boats or something.
They
He's assuming, like, Marin's mainly built in lobster form, thinks the maker, so.
My lobster body is a standard hauler construct. We have other designs. You have seen Folly, Folly's Quicksilver form. You have seen my standard pattern bronze civilian chassis. We have many body options.
But fast transports, you gotta have spread out so much.
Are you saying
Lobsters are not an ideal format for a fast-moving.
I'm not talking about the lobster being the only mean.
the like Martin's maker, when they are like moving supplies and what have you around, the preferred method for sending like small amounts of stuff are to use like aquatic kites, basically like gliders that can carry like 1 or 2 people and a small amount of equipment for very long distances very quickly through the air, which is, there are very few things that can like operate in the air besides mages and powerful monsters.
I have to admit, I still find it kind of bizarre that it's a kite rather than a hot air balloon.
It manipulates the.
Well, they
air
needed all
really.
the hot air to make Maker, so.
Oh, no, that's not true. The station has a lot of hot air.
The point
Aerodin
there's
has a monopoly.
There's a paucity of hot air available in this setting. It's all being consumed by a handful of people.
I'm just thinking about ways that we could potentially, get in contact and then get them transported, because I imagine our navy might at some point be a little preoccupied. Well, that's next steps. First things first, we've got to secure the northern ports.
There's the biggest thing is that when it comes to Eredon as a whole, suddenly the whole situation with Eredon having difficulty invading Partu because they're a land power and not a naval power gets turned on its head. They are a land power.
Shockingly familiar with being a small island nation with a good naval power in a certain period, able to fend off larger superpowers in the world. Yeah.
Oh my.
We must not let
Ireland?
No, not Ireland.
the opposite of Ireland.
Wales? What?
What? The opposite of Harrison. It's a very funny statement.
Right, so we gotta go and start planting some flags. That's what I'm hearing. Okay.
But. If you've got, we'll have plenty of time for these sorts of long-term plans once we have
Survive.
some level of, once we're sure that we're not going to all be executed,
Right.
like immediately.
For the matter of the brawl, though, some of us don't exactly have things that can have blunted edges, and
Don't worry, we've got enough. I expect you've been laid out and recovered from it plenty of times. We've got healing potions and medicine on standby, and it's not as if we'll be attacking downed folks.
Okay. Maybe if we just
First mistake.
we should have non-combatants on hand. The moment someone goes down, they're allowed onto the field to treat them. We just avoid interfering with that.
Of course, last I heard, the young commander was still telling his partner that she would not be participating. I do not envy him that particular duty. But...
I can't imagine she was happy about that.
Oh, no, she hasn't stabbed something in a very long time, and believe me, she's not happy about it. She's let us know in the past.
Cynthia nods sagely.
But...
What about the rest of you? Do you feel up to this idea? No? A friendly scrap?
Of course, I must prove my superiority. I mean, show off to the crowds what a living saint can do.
This sounds like a good old battery act to me. It's going to be... I haven't been in one of those for, like, ages. This will be fun.
I already gave my assent.
So with that, are there any preparations you'd like to make before the brawl?
Get a little drunk. Just a little bit,
Just a little drunk?
Just that nice buzz.
That sounds dangerous.
A nice buzz, because we're willingly going in to get hurt.
Yep, you are in fact doing that.
Let's see. Figuring out how to activate my mage armor. I think I got to do it on the battle map.
Don't really have any preparations, I guess.
I'm activating my mage armor. Oh, let's see. Select myself. Press this. Did that work? Oh, I don't see my mage armor. I think working.
I actually wonder, how do you add that?
Usually you like add spell effect. There's like...
Oh, there's an effect.
There we go.
Ah,
Got it. I just dragged the effect onto the what I need. Onto my token.
oh, you've got a little buff bar. That's cool.
Yeah.
So, it is pretty easy to set this up in the afternoon with, it's not as if the arena is being regularly used, and while the town is pretty big, it's still not difficult to get the word through the streets that something to watch is going to be happening.
I remember something.
Prom, did you make my weapon yet?
Your what?
My weapon, the threaded rapier.
We have not.
That being said, the most harrowing part of getting here was undoubtedly trying to drag Maeve into the stands despite protestations that being 6 away from her due date with a litter of 3 was in no way a mark against her ability to stab, and that she had not had a good fight in entirely too long. She's probably technically correct, but the fight was going to be painful enough for everyone involved without needing to worry about hitting her wrong. Consort pregnancies were notoriously resilient, but not literally invulnerable, especially late term like this. But still, even with the road glaring daggers from the stands, the crowds overwhelmed with cheers. Sunshine pierces down through a light Partuvian summer rain as cheers and laughter and some body singing ring out from above and around. It's not a large arena. It had been installed under imperial occupation and frequented by occasional gladiators, but it was packed, more so than it ever really was during the events it was built to host. One moment. Configure lighting, move this vision, and activate.
Okay, those are crowds. I was terrified for a moment.
Nope, those are crowds. I used crowd mob tokens because I did not want to crash Roll20 by trying to put like 150 people in the stands.
I demand
that's-
individual crowd
that's very-
tokens.
Look,
That's very.
I've had the time to do that in the past. I did not this week. I emphatically did not have time to stamp out individual crowd tokens this week. God. That is like one of the most time-intensive things you can do while making a map is...
Dragging
Go.
individual tokens on, making sure they're in their squares.
Yes, and making sure you have enough of them that it doesn't look like you just have the same face. Like
Oh
90
god, yeah.
times.
Oh man, I'm not gonna go on that rant. Never mind. I agree.
I've done it before. It's like, it's the hell of map design.
Yeah,
like trying
doing a crowd that doesn't look the same is the worst.
It's like one of those things, like, you don't try to make a well-appointed kitchen. Like when you're making your map. You just don't. It's a terrible idea. One sec, let me nudge the big token.
I am stacking this token.
Yeah, no, I am trying to see if I can nudge it to be, like, on the bottom of the stack.
Weird, because when I stack Maker on top of it, I see him on top of the big token.
You do?
Yeah.
Does everyone else see it, him?
No, I see. It looks like the lobster's sitting on him,
Yep.
or like he gets into the back of it.
Yeah, I believe unless the DM forces forward, that tends to be client-side nonsense.
Weird.
How do I force forward? I haven't actually...
I don't know in Foundry.
There must be a way.
I know it does have layering capabilities, but I couldn't tell you how they work.
Let's go with...
Vestisha, you cannot hide that.
I was just seeing if I could write it.
There. I have hacked a layer by putting Maker 1 foot above the ground. He is slightly taller.
Just hovering there.
He's just standing there menacingly, slightly above the ground.
Very well.
But, of the people on the other side of the arena, Neal seems like he would be enjoying the attention more if he weren't waving nervously at his partner. The man has still managed to resist putting a shirt on, but he has exchanged the tattered old coat he looted for one in tailored Niscali colors, much like Enya. He casually flips a hatchet in each hand, amusing the audience with a few simple tricks. Roshan appears to be meditating, blocking out the noise. She has a bow, but dryads, uncommon as they are deeply tied to nature and the gifts of Nessus, and her bearing is of a druid rather than a warrior. Imogen, on the other hand, is attired in the full colorful garb of a priestess of Nessus, as well as a sturdy satchel bristling with pockets and carefully arranged vials. You hear an announcer rambling on, but their words aren't really for you, they're for the crowd. You, on the other hand, have a chance to sort of take a breather and assess for just a moment.
Right.
Huddle. So,
Paddle. Right. We want this to look good. For both sides.
okay, so we've got a high priestess, a tree, a cat, or dog, a Kansaru, and a old lady. Who is going after who? I'm thinking about dive in the back row.
What does Annie look like?
Enya has a gun,
Okay.
just a pistol, a nice like kind of ornamented pistol. It looks pretty top notch. You can see it's got like runes on it and what have you. So she's probably just planning on shooting you with that.
Fair enough.
How easy is it to use a gun user?
I find it pretty simple myself, but it was initially kind of startling. Jumps weirdly in your hand.
All right, I'm just seeing if going after her was a good idea. Considering,
I must recommend that Crom go after her. Shooting a gun is
Hard when someone's up close. Yeah.
yes.
Though I don't know. Will you all be all right with me not blocking those rushing at you?
Yeah.
I'm rushing over there.
Let the theatrics happen, Crom. This isn't about winning. It's about making everyone look good.
I can go after Roshin and Yao.
All right, that sounds like a plan. I'll be going after the northern part of the group then.
Sounds like we got a very fake plan that'll fall apart in a moment.
So just to be clear, I'm going after the admiral.
Front center, Crom. Front center.
Interject yourself between the admiral and the priestess.
I mean, I can reach all of them now.
Oh, you have that much
that'll
reach
look
now?
great. So do that.
Okay, yeah, that would look pretty cool.
Fang isn't saying anything, but seems excited about having a chance to show off.
I'm gonna do a really because I have that ring that masks my weapons, makes them invisible unless they're drawn. I'm gonna try and be like really flourishing about pulling the rifle from my back. Make a show of it.
Make a show of it. All right. Are we ready to begin the encounter?
Sure.
Crom is going to bring Fang in front of him and slide off her sheath slowly, and then just throws the sheath to the side, and he makes a large circular motion before bringing it down in front of him. Let us begin.
Yeah, I'm doing the classic rapier, basket to your forehead salute with the gun.
Maker slams the ground twice with the lobster's claws.
Boom.
Esticia pats back her hair, points at the others, and just brings her fingers along her rapier all at the same time.
Guys, we've gone into turn-based combat. The enemy team goes first.
I feel like
initiatives are bad.
Yeah, I feel like we need to start rolling our own initiatives in the future.
Nah.
It's the mass button. It's the...
Wait.
There is a mass button?
Yeah, there's a button to roll everyone's initiative.
Oh,
I ruined mine. I got a 25, but then I didn't realize it was mass rolled, and I made it into a 14.
You can have the initiative that you actually rolled first.
it doesn't really change anything.
Yeah, just change it on the page, really. I think you can click your initiative.
Yeah.
I'm dead last.
What
positions are reversed.
a magnanimous saint you are, allowing everyone else to go first.
Positions are reversed because I am usually the one who goes last.
I'm using focus punch.
Bailey, if not light coverless areas, help me.
Get behind Crom.
Yeah, you have two large things on your team.
They don't count as cover for the mechanics, so
Oh no.
They don't?
not for like the things I want to be trying to do now.
Okay. Rip.
That being said, let us get the burst tool, because Roshin opens up by returning your... Sorry. Excuse me, water. My goodness. I love choking on stream, of just like having literally everyone realize I've just failed to be alive for, like, I failed at the most
failed at the most basic human function.
Yes. I love that. It's so great.
I've been coughing all session long, and I'm muting myself every time I start feeling my throat itch.
I had a mute button set to an easy keybind, and then I overrode it because I needed more keybinds for other stuff. I need to set that again.
Wait, there's a keybind to mute?
And yeah, I can mute myself in... Well, the thing is, I can mute myself in Discord. I can't mute myself on... I don't have a good keybind to mute myself in OBS. That has to be something separate.
Ah, I see.
But, Roshin focuses, channels, returns your salute, but flourishes that into a cast as the druid uses a spell and tosses out, one moment, a charm that causes plant life to erupt on the battlefield. How is this placed radius-wise? Like that? Like that. So I am going to need... Well, I guess...
reflex saves?
Reflex saves...
Oh, start
on
turn,
yes. Yeah. And it's all difficult terrain.
Well, good. I get to wait for that. I don't need to do a reflex save until the end of the round.
And Roshin is going to...
The other side of the combat.
Imogen, meanwhile, is going to move up here, is going to draw a small, colorful marble from the satchel she's carrying, and is going to toss it at Crom, which is probably a miss. However, it's not, I think, a critical miss. It is not a critical miss. So it is still 4 poison damage to Crom, Bayleaf, Maker, and Maker's Lobster.
I think the lobster is immune.
Surprisingly little is actually immune to poison in this.
It is. It is immune to poison.
Interesting. Maker is not, however.
Sadly. Not even resistant.
Neil is going to use Inspire Courage.
Yeah.
And going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Going to move down here. And he's going to use a double slice with his hand axes and just toss them at Bayleaf.
Oh, could you?
Because they're very short range.
That's really short range for throwing.
Yeah, they have literally a 10-foot range.
Oh my.
Well, 10-foot range increment. And then double slice is... They do have agile, so there's no penalty.
That's a hit. That's also a hit.
What?
And they both technically get +1 because Inspire Courage, yes, applies to yourself.
Yeah, you and all ours, yeah.
Are those critical hits?
Yes, they are.
Yikes.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Bayleaf is set up. Woo! I got 2 hit points.
Those are some
Holy,
impressive rolls. My
come
goodness.
on, Our.
There's just a sudden shunk shunk.
He just tosses
Yep.
them out, and they shimmer back to his hands after a moment as the recalling runes kick in. While, up here, Enya just shoots Destisha.
Listen, at least their subordinates will feel really confident in their commander's abilities after they trounce us.
She misses.
She misses and reloads. Maker, you're up.
We finally get a turn.
The initiative was unkind. The dice.
Okay then. I have to make a reflex
Reflex.
save first things. If I use a reaction now, it counts as my reaction for the whole. For the.
Yes,
It's not
once
the
you
reaction.
Reactions refresh at the beginning of your turn, so if you use the reaction now, you won't have reaction until your next turn up. Yes.
Yep. You'd
Oh,
have
wait,
to use the
it
reaction
does-
at the. You'd have to use the reaction at the end of Enya's turn.
Yeah, actually, I was going to. I was considering using. I have a reaction to gain +1 to saves against spells, but then I remembered Maker is not making this save. The lobster is. So I just have to trust that I can use this very high save.
Do you have any sources of +1? That is a failure by exactly 1.
I do have one. It's called Mythic.
You do not fail your save, then you succeed at your save. So it's just difficult terrain for you. You do not suffer the -10 movement penalty.
That means I have to move. Can move like. That means it costs 10 to do this, right? And then 20. Gods. Basically means my movement is halved in this terrain, so I can move 20. Yeah. Good lord. I can get up here. And I don't think. Yeah, I think we're going to have to swap plans. Maker's going to have to deal with Chu and Crom.
Yeah, Crom comes down here.
Get Meow. Pushing.
Get that guy.
Okay then. Maker's going to spend 1 action to give the lobster 2 actions. And clap Imogen.
All right. Sloppy time. That's a hit. That's damage.
Then have 2 actions left. Maker is going to raise his shield. And he's going to glare at Imogen.
There are cries from the crowd as the laser just whizzes by them.
I need to remember to select a target before I check. But
The energy beam does not hit. That is
yeah,
A miss.
Yeah, that's a 2.
Yes.
And raised shield.
Shield is raised. Crom Grim, do your thing.
So I'm going to have to roll a reflex save.
Yep, you are.
Roll.
Success.
Okay.
Look at you.
I don't like
Rolling
where
all
this is
high and
going.
stuff.
The weeds rise up around you, and you swing your blade once, and like little ribbons of vine fly up all around you. You're unrestrained.
Good job, lawnmower. Go get him.
I wasn't expecting to create Kusanagi right off the bat. The grass cutting blade. But let's see.
Weeb.
It's
Shut up.
let's see. I think that's that. Okay, Crom is going to use sudden charge,
As you do.
so that way I can stride twice.
Mm-hmm.
One. This is hard. 1, 2. That's as far as striding twice is going to get me. And he's going to strike at Nail.
As you do. A mighty
Okay.
blow. Or is it?
All right.
You hit.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a
Critical
crit.
hit.
Natural crit. Nailed it. Put that deadly die to use.
Deadly die.
31 damage. And now he is flat-footed.
That he is.
Then I shall follow up.
Oh, still your turn?
Yep.
Alright, sudden charge.
Sudden charge is not 2 actions.
It's 2 actions, but
Oh.
I
But it
have
comes
a
with
third
it,
action.
it comes with an attack, yeah?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I shall strike again.
Mm-hmm. That is a solid hit.
And damage.
Another 12.
Ding, ding.
It's not 2 crits, but it is good.
Well, I can't be like the NPCs you make.
Alright.
Yeah, imagine having 14 accuracy. Oh no, that's you. What was
And-
Niao's accuracy?
That is the end of my turn.
Alright. It
Okay.
is
50.
Bayleaf's.
Nice. Bayleaf, bleeding profusely, is hopefully, not heard over the roar of the crowd, gonna yell "son of a bitch" as she's immediately forgetting all plans, making a reflex saving throw because we gotta do that first. Can't forget that. Reflexes there. Boop. 19.
Failure.
Oh no.
All it is minus 10 to move, though.
Okay, that's fine. I don't really plan to move much anyway. She is going to level her. Actually, you know what? First, she's going to use an action to yell at Crom. He's let his guard down. Swing again as I'm using an action to Crom. If you use your reaction, you can swing without any multi-attack penalty.
Ooh.
Well, if you insist.
He's going at her words. He's going to strike a stance and strike.
Worth it.
That's a crit.
There's a gleam, and in the blink of the eye, Crom slashes again.
And the first knockout of the battle occurs at Bayleaf's sharp command and Crom's even sharper blade as it whistles through the air and delivers a stunning blow that has enough force behind it to knock Niall back on his back and enough blood behind it that he knows better than to get up again afterwards.
Also, his jacket bursts into shreds.
Oh dear.
As Crom is still swinging for Niall, Bayleaf is using that body movement to justify being able to shoot through him with a sniping duo and ringing out a shot at Commander Roshin.
Uh-huh.
You. There it is.
That's a hit.
What a beautiful
Mhm.
duo.
You know what? I'm also gonna fish for a potential crit. There's a +3 on that.
Not a crit, but
Damn.
it does
Marker with my War Mother's.
War Mother's Mark, yep. Which means that extra damage, basically. Including for this hit.
Tasty, tasty. Damage. Bam. So +3 to that.
Okay.
And then. Or do I roll the die again?
You roll the die.
Okay. Roll 1d6. +5. And then, yeah, I'll risky reload and shoot again.
Pow.
Oh, that's bad. Okay. Alright, that is my turn.
You can hero point that.
Yeah, you do have your hero point still.
Oh,
If-
that's
if that's
true.
You
I
actually got an extra
do.
hero point because you did your...
Oh, that's even more true. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, it's not a critical failure.
Yeah, no, let's
It's-
spend another hero point. I don't like that. That's better.
It's a hit. That's a hit.
And I believe this, it's any damage that does the.
Yep, correct.
Yeah. So another 2 on that as well.
As you do. Bam. A pretty stupendous display. Lot of cheering at that. The choreographed movement of... Well, not choreographed, but it seems like it's something you practiced. Crom striking and then you firing through the empty space before he falls back into his position. A fusillade of steel and smoke. Bang.
Yeah, I gotta get all my damage out now, guys. I'm going down next round.
Yeah.
Well, at least you can go to ground if he attacks you. She has very short range.
Tisha.
All right. Is reflex save time? Beep. Nope, wrong button. There we go. I think that
fails, so -10 movement.
that's fine because I'm gonna blazing dive
Oh dear.
15 feet into the air and blam.
Blam. Landing in a flurry of
Fire and
flame.
lightning.
Yes. So
All right.
let's go. This is a reflex save from both of
Yes.
them. Enya and Imogen.
DC 21.
So both of those are normal successes.
Of course they are.
Basic means
Half damage.
half damage to both, though.
All right. Damage is.
So 8 to each.
And then I
The flames
activate.
also splash up against the edge of the arena, but they're harmless when they're deflected like that. The pit is deep enough that it's no one's actually in danger unless you like threw a fireball at the wall of the arena or something.
Esticia will activate. I think because she's here, she'll. No, she's safe enough. No, we're gonna. She's got a gun. She with her last action, she casts shield.
Okay. In that
So that way she doesn't. So she doesn't get crit by the darn gun.
doesn't get crit by the gun. Okay, good plan. Your turn is done?
Yes.
Sadly, neither of us has attacks of opportunity.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll deal with it.
Roshin is going to delay. Imogen is going to step. And toss another pedal bomb at Maker. Actually,
At Maker specifically?
Actually, she is going to draw and drink a condensed elixir of life.
Oh.
That looks tasty.
How dare you? I just did that
Eh.
damage.
It's mostly my damage that was negated.
Neil sits there. A medic comes out and sort of like, while the fight is raging over here, just kind of gives like a small wave to Crom as they pull him off the field. Remove participant. Enya is going to step and is going to fire a shot. Specifically, yes, at Destisha.
I knew it.
Shields up.
Missed.
She just steps to the side.
And is going to reload her weapon.
All right.
And then Roshin's turn. It's going to move. Is going to raise her hand to the rainy sky and cast
Oh no.
lightning bolt.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
How do I?
In that direction, I agree
No.
with this.
How do I?
What's wrong?
How do I? No. I don't know
You
how
can-
to use this. Oh, I see.
It's all the way off the map.
With lightning just flying all over the place.
There we go.
Okay, that explains why they moved.
Yep.
Yes.
I like the original path. Maybe with her getting I can't control my power.
How do I remove that now?
Selection tool and hitting with the circles in it.
Here we go. There we go. Laser. So I need reflex saves from Maker, Maker's Construct, Justicia, and Crom.
Maker is going to use that reaction I mentioned to gain +1 to his save. So
Success from Justicia. Normal failure from Crom. Critical failure from Maker.
rerolling that.
Rerolling
Do I
that.
get a critical success for dodging, or does that?
Also,
Or it does not.
uh,
The save.
I believe since this is a spell.
Mm-hmm. It is.
No, it's only against. No, it's only against Arcane. I assume this is a
This is a primal spell.
Yeah, so this is just a normal success.
Yep. That's a normal success, and then a normal failure from Crom, and
the construct,
Justicia, and a normal success from Construct. We have damage. So 28 to Crom, 14 to everyone else.
God, I have 5 lightning resistance.
Zoom, the lightning bolt takes a chunk out of the wall on the opposite side of the arena.
Oh. From all the way around the other side of the arena.
And now I can take measurement tools. Yes, that's how this works. Cool.
From getting electrocuted gave everyone else a warning.
Some of the power of the lightning bolt dispersed as his hair stands.
It's all in the fur now. Yes.
He's the fluffiest boy there's ever been.
That didn't feel. It's static's just static just jolts between him and his weapon and the ground,
Arcing into everything.
Yeah.
Oh, Maker's turn.
Maker's turn.
Anyway, this is expired. I need to make another save.
As you do.
Not with this shit.
No worries about the plants. They do not impair you beyond being difficult. When you take the move action, you will trigger Shot of Opportunity.
Oh my.
Which is just a ranged opportunity attack, basically.
Fair enough.
And yet cannot roll. Cannot sense.
Guns are hard to use, yo.
Guns are hard to use.
Totally not her fault.
She's also an old lady.
Look, it has nothing to do with that. She just hasn't been in a brawl for a while.
And then the construct uses its second action to clubby Imogen again.
Nope.
Yeah, that's a miss. I need to start selecting the target before I click. Maker is going to raise shield again. Oh, I forgot to overdrive. Let's do that. Anyway, overdrive is a crafting check.
Crafty.
That's a success. Maker gets overdrive. Can't.
And that all?
And he's going to raise shield. I just need to. One moment. I need to.
You need to.
I need him somewhere where I can see his token, so I can drop the status effects on him.
There we go.
Because my I have purchased the new monitor, but it hasn't arrived yet.
Crom, it is your turn.
Okay.
Okay.
This solves my problem because now she is in range. So I'm going to start off with knockdown.
Okay.
Do you actually do you have 10? Do you have 10 feet of range now?
Yes.
Sword's a
Could
reach
you
weapon.
could you have made an attack of opportunity when she cast?
I don't.
Oh no, wait.
I don't think that's on the list of normal things that you can AOO for.
Is it?
Yeah. I don't.
Okay.
I think it's like
Let me-
move, manipulate. I don't think cast a spell is on there.
Did
Huh,
move
interesting.
into that position.
Yeah.
It would be through
Uh,
Crom's.
It's when you start
Yes.
the
Okay.
move. It's not when.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Crom didn't have his reaction because he used its swing anyway.
I
Yeah,
have
with-
Ah, yeah.
2
Oh, you got 2?
because of the
You took that as your mini bonus. Was
Nice.
yes.
Which is why I wonder if you want to get a step closer to lock them down.
They have nowhere to move.
All right.
They're no matter where they move, they're going to be within my range to opportunity attack.
Right. Okay. Never mind then.
So, let's continue with
Oh.
that.
Wait. It actually also triggers when you leave a square during a move action you're using. So
Yeah.
when she went from here, to here, I think she
Ah.
triggered an
I see.
We'll just keep that in mind for later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably best to keep in mind
For later.
And
For now. Yes.
Crom let her.
strike.
Struck.
And so I'll roll damage for that.
And you get an extra d6
You also get a +2 from me because I've used assisting shot
on damage.
on damage. Yeah.
So
You've got a
That's
+1 unit to
appreciate-
hit and +2 on damage.
Let's all appreciate those snake eyes.
So roll the d6.
+2. 6 damage. And then I roll an athletics to trip.
As you do. And that is against
They're
reflex defense.
yes.
That is a failure.
Is it?
It's a critical
just-
failure, actually, but I don't know if
Really-
it does anything.
Let me double check.
Don't believe so.
What's the action?
Knockdown.
A trip. Yeah.
Let's see. Trip.
Wait, this is a monster ability.
No.
You can use
It's-
it on trip. So let's go.
No, as in the one I opened is a monster ability.
Oh.
Critical failure. You lose your balance and fall prone.
Oh dear.
Apparently, you
That's
can
just a-
choose to drop the weapon to take the normal failure instead of a critical failure, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to just use a hero point to reroll that, I think.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So because I don't feel like dropping my weapon.
Or yourself.
Much
There we
better.
go.
That is a success.
And so now she is prone. And now I follow up with another strike.
That
Swing,
is a
sweep,
hit.
swing.
And damage.
And remember
There we
the
go.
plus d6.
Roll. +2.
No,
Oh, no.
Is it +2 or is it just the first attack?
Just first attack.
Okay.
Here we have the duality of 2d8. First he
Fine.
rolls 2 1s, then he rolls 2 8s.
And that will be my turn.
That
Oh.
actually downs her.
Wow.
Oh, she was squishy.
Impressive damage.
You guys are doing great over there.
Hey there.
I'm proud of you.
70 hit points. You just cut through them quite quickly.
I haven't
Tasty.
done anything yet.
You
Barely.
cast a spell.
I just want to say, basically what Crom does is just slice her feet with a wide action, and while she's tripped up in the air, he brings his blade up, swaps it to the blunt edge, and just slams her into the ground.
Thwack.
The traditional juggle maneuver.
Yes, Crom juggles someone with a long blade at a distance of like 7 feet. This is called getting Sephiroth. But yes.
Right. Okay. Bailiff's going to use her first action to yell, Crumb, charge the Admiral. You can take a stride action
As a reaction.
as a reaction, if you so please.
Okay. A stride action.
Yep,
One
a single stride action.
Yep.
There we go.
Well,
That's very limited.
Why don't you
However-
use it to, like, maybe go this way out of it?
Can I do that? Or
Yeah, it's just a stride action.
okay. So, this is one. Is it? Am I still in this?
That,
is this still
that did count as moving into difficult because one of your squares moved into difficult.
Okay. And so
The downside of being large, it's hard to walk around
This.
difficult terrain.
this, and I think that's my movement.
Yep.
Okay, Crumb, good job.
I'm trying.
It's-
I should have saved that action. Never mind. Okay, I'm going to then shoot at Admiral Enya.
Go for it.
The target. Strike. I think that is a. Yeah, well, we'll see if we can get a normal hit in at least.
Hey, it works. That's a hit. Normal
Okay,
hit.
cool. Alright, ba-bam. Turn that off. Damage. Alright, it's 8 points.
Yep.
And then we'll do another risky reload. And do another shot.
And you used your mythic point for that, so you do get the d6.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Ping, 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 ping.
Gotta remember this. Nice. Okay. And then second shot.
That's
better.
a precise blow.
And roll 1d6. That's a better hit.
All right.
Okay, that is Bailiff's turn.
That is, in fact, Bailey's turn. Desisha.
I'm so mad right now, Crumb, because do you know why? Because if I had a threaded rapier, I could hit someone!
I was making my own ranged weapon.
Alright,
I'm a ranged weapon? Wow, I didn't even know that.
let's see. 'Cause I can't spell strike because I'm not in my stance, but I need to move. Let's see. Guess I'm just gonna. I guess let's just do this. She's going to dimensional assault.
A dimensional assault it is.
Here.
Teleports behind you.
Nothing personnel, Grandma. Okay. And target. Go.
And attack is here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's a hit. And roll another d6.
Oh, I probably should have went into stance before I do this. Okay, I go into stance before this.
Okay.
Five and two
Two more
damage.
from the stance? Or is it three?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Minus two.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, add
Excellent.
+1 damage because I did the assisting shot against her.
Bang.
Shield is.
Actually, question.
Mhm.
Does the War Mother's damage die count as a weapon die, or is it count as a separate die?
It is precision die. It's not part of your weapon die. It
Okay,
gets,
cool.
It gets added in like sneak attack. It does get multiplied on a crit though.
Mm.
It's not a deadly dice. It's just bonus damage.
And I'm going to.
Oh, sorry. Add 1 more damage as well. I forgot I do 2 die of weapon damage at base now.
With my last action, I think I'm going to. Can I do this? Can I? Can I do a feint? No, that would. Only if I had a critical success, then she would be until the next turn. Right? Fainting.
Correct.
Do. Faint. Success. Yeah, before I'm not gonna bother trying to break that. So she is going to put up shield again.
Okay.
She doesn't want to be crit.
Okay.
All right.
Getting crit rules.
That's her turn.
The turn is done. And now it is Imogen's turn again. And she is going to toss at Maker another petal bomb.
Actually, I've got a question that is unorthodox actions in this.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of her turn,
Yep.
could I use my reaction to try and catch her attention and point a thumb at myself? I need to get someone down for morale.
Yeah. They will, if you do that, then yeah, they will, she will toss a blast at you.
Okie dokie. That's a hit.
That's a hit. I don't think it even needed to hit. It just needed to not critically
Yeah,
miss because
yeah,
it deals
basically,
splash damage.
Yeah. If it can do more than 2 damage, yes. Right, Bailey
And
is
then
down.
4 more poison damage for splash.
Bailey is down, which probably looks funny because there are fines holding my legs.
Splashes you, the vines grab you as colorful petals swirl through the air around you and you kind of keel over with the poison in the air. These are thankfully like a dizzying poison basically. They'll knock you out, but they won't kill you.
Ayleaf, no! You'll be avenged!
My only weakness, neurotoxin.
Deadly neurotoxin.
Just-
Deadly neurotoxin.
Just completely stoned out in a riffing bed of vines.
And then Imogen will draw another bomb and another healing elixir. And just hold them for now. Enya is going to reload her weapon.
Come on, bring it on.
Bring it on from anywhere.
She is going
Ugh.
to shoot Destisha in the face at point-blank range.
It's a pistol, so she can shoot it in melee.
That's a hit, I think.
Yes.
Should be, even if her shield up, yeah.
Yep. And it deals an extra 2d6 precision. It's a total of 16.
I use my reaction.
To block?
To explode.
To explode.
As you do.
Justicia just blood everywhere.
Use the
Screams from the crowd. Oh my god, is she alright?
You can't defeat me that easily.
Oh no.
The blood,
Saint-
it burns.
Saint Justicia changing the look of faith to be a lot more blood-centric.
Why does everyone save against this?
Why does throwing my blood at them never work?
Why is my blood not an effective weapon?
How do they always expect this?
My blood is magical, I swear.
So
I know
half.
that- So half.
They don't even dodge, it's a will save, so it's kind of icky, but nobody's...
So this is a ongoing damage. No, it's what's the term for the damage? It's persistent.
Persistent.
Oh, I think I can throw the spell effect. No. Yeah.
6 bleed.
Oh,
Okay.
let me see what happens if I drag this on. No, I can't. Dragging. Can you do it, Alarin? The
What?
spell effect, blood vendetta failure. Can you grab that and drag it onto Enya?
Oh, it's not a failure because she succeeded.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
But I could drag that and put it on someone, yes. That's a good point. Anyway, she isn't going to reload. She's just going to swing a punch at Destisha with a
It takes the
brass knuckles.
She takes one. She takes a tick of it immediately.
Oh, I see.
I guess inordinate exaggeration is not a virtue.
Okay.
Prodigious size alone. And then the attempted punch. Which misses.
He definitely just blocks it with one of her own hands.
And,
That old lady punch has a good punch.
Yep. Roshin is down. And Asniel is removed from the battlefield. By attendant medics and what have you, ready to pull people off so they're not in any danger.
Wondering if I should just switch Blood Vendetta out for something else. It's never worked.
Maker, do your thing.
Maker is going to, first things first, tamper with his armor. I haven't used. I should have used this a long time ago. To the benefit of the crowd. Can I link this? Anyway, it's a crafting check. On a success.
The jacket has been magnetized, or
Yeah, on a critical success, Hadder. Yeah, that's a critical success because it's my DC 21.
mm-hmm.
She is flat-footed, has -10 to her move speed, and the effect lasts until she uses an action to remove it.
All right.
Make
Who
her
is this?
then. Sorry, what?
Who's this one?
Einhee.
Okay.
And then Maker gives the construct 2 actions. She'll both be used to slap. Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, that's not a successful slap. Good effort, though.
Can't reroll that, but I need to select. And it's going to bite.
Go for it. Nope, it's not. It's going to nibble.
Maker is then going to temper again, but this time with her weapon.
Okay.
No. Wrong shit. I have too many shits.
Too many sheets. Too many sheets.
I have done this to myself. That's a success. She has -2 to her attacks and damage.
Okay. Attacks and damage. Interesting. Crom.
With
Okay.
the gun.
With the gun. I see.
Crom.
What a
Crom
guy.
is going to sudden charge. Brings him up here and swings.
Go for it.
Whoa.
Critical hit.
That's a hit. That's a critical hit.
Who are you and what have you done with third?
Be quiet. There he is.
This
The dice are just on Verd's side here, not on ours.
I'm doing okay. I'm middle of the road.
I hit 1 attack.
Now
I should have used my temper more, honestly.
you
she is
have.
now. Oh.
Yep, carry on.
She is now flat-footed,
Mm-hmm.
and I follow up with another attack.
Bong, bong, bong.
Hit.
That's a hit.
And 8 damage.
All right.
Crump just leaps through the air and does an notorious flip into Priestess
A
Imogen.
notorious flip. The notorious Knight of the Abyss. Okay, though.
It is time for mythic abilities. Bayleaf down, seemingly out. Is suddenly going to make a great big show of standing up as I'm using Mythic Defiance.
There
Oh
you
my.
go.
Alright, let's see. Instead of rolling recovery, I get XD12 plus level hit points, where X is equal to half your Mythic rate ran down, so 1. So 1d12 plus level. 12 plus. What level are we? 5. Alright, 8 hit points.
I've been
Rising.
forever I cannot write rolls without using where X is equal to because I play too much Magic. Like, that particular like phraseology, which has been in Magic the Gathering for like 30 years at this point, has like completely infected my like rules language.
Very much.
Alright. And then Bayleaf is going to first aim her rifle through comms swinging space, firing at Imogen.
Choom. Yeah,
Let's
that'll
give that-
crit.
That's a crit already.
That
Nice.
crits, I think, because of the flat-footed. Let me double
Right.
check. Yep.
And
that
Crom
crits
hit
because
her,
of the
so
flat-footed.
it's a +1. I think.
Yeah, Crom had crit on her, so it will have +3 damage for me as well. So let's do damage. Oh wait, I need to hit the critical damage button. Never mind. There you go.
Yeah, that's a KO.
Sniper in the grass.
She will then turn her rifle towards Admiral Enya. Risky reload to fire again. Oh, actually, let me target her before I press this button. That makes things way easier. Gotta remember that function all the time.
Yeah.
Let's get a
Yep, that'll hit.
26. Okay. That'll
26
be
hits.
damage. And then the one, because I've used the thing, gets that.
Yep,
So that's 10 damage.
marked.
And yeah, gotta. You know what? No, I'm not gonna try and do the -10 shot. She will use her final thing to yell, Grum, get to Enya.
How?
Not going to tell Justicia to just attack.
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. I can do more people than just
You
Grum.
can
Yeah.
yell at
I've been
people
focused.
that
I've been
Grum.
focused on my fluffy
Yeah.
boy. I'm sorry.
There's the station and there's the
Yeah.
lobster. You
I
can
don't have a
Uh,
reaction. I
what's
used
that?
it to explode.
You use yours to explode.
Then
order
you have
maker.
to order or the lobster, I think.
Well, you're ordering Maker. Like, let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
You're not ordering
Yes.
the lobster. The lobster doesn't understand you.
Make her strike while she's reading.
I wouldn't order the lobster anyway. I prefer crab.
Bam. That's a hit.
She does have she is flat-footed, so I assume that's still not a crit.
You're targeting
what?
your construct again.
How? I was so sure I had selected her.
Could use
A
your D6 so you can push it
29.
to.
Isn't quite a crit.
Yeah, I'm going to spend one. I think my last mythic dice.
There you go. That makes it a crit, I believe. That's a crit.
And there is an extra 4 damage there because of overdrive.
Squamp.
Oh.
I didn't get to do anything.
You did possibly the most visually impressive thing of the battle.
You
which
looked
is
awesome.
You flew up into the air.
You shot
Slam
fire. You
down.
teleported. You know.
Yeah.
You bled.
No,
You
I
anointed the battlefield
exploded.
with sacred ichor. And as the opposing team, you can't really call them enemies, as the opposing team goes down, you hear deafening cheers. I want from everyone a perform check.
Okay.
That's a task.
Oh, hang on.
It is a group check.
I think the lobster might be better at that than Maker.
Come on.
It's
Does
not.
anyone have expert in perform?
Sadly, only trained because of War Mother.
I am untrained.
I'm just trained.
Oh,
Of course.
Holy.
Well,
that's
it was cool.
yeah, that's a appropriate place to get that, considering Bailey's performance in that fight.
I'm going to use my mythic to raise mine to a 20, at least.
So you barely do better than Maker in this thing he's absolutely terrible at.
But
For some reason, Crom's performance is mediocre compared to everyone else's.
the
performance is lying. Crom's not a liar.
Crom, you killed 3 people.
I mean, They didn't die.
They didn't die.
I know.
They just were.
But 3/4 of the kills are Croms.
Crom.
Clearly, it was all thanks to Glorious Leader.
Yes, Crom's mighty blows, Bayleaf's remarkably inspiring commands. She just apparently has the poise. She has the aura.
Apparently,
Command.
War Mother was really good for Bailey.
I like to think with that 30, she's really playing up the like I should be down, but I
Yeah.
push through.
I push through. I persevere heroically.
Destia grimaces a little bit because she exploded in blood, but Bailey did it better.
Bailey's got hit for 50 points of damage by 2 axes. It's really convincing.
Yep. But everyone is getting cheers, applause, except Neil, who's being like yelled at by Maeve.
If I was out there, this wouldn't have happened.
This would not have happened. She
And what was-
little too into this as a competition rather than a...
What was that? You almost knock one of them out, and then you go down like a piece of tissue paper. What's wrong with you?
Just hit
Didn't have the-
just hit her one more time.
But they were both crits. I don't care. And did she go down? She was just a little girl.
No mercy. But yes, the battle closes out with festivities, with some
Medical
camera
attention.
Medical attention, yes. There's plenty of medical attention. There's some healing potions passed around. Roshin is actually like revived with some healing potions and casts a few second level heals in like the AoE configuration.
Thank you.
So what is the second level heal?
Why do I have the dead icon? What happened?
That's
that's why.
all.
And yeah.
8
How did I die?
That would be 2d8.
2d8 twice.
Yeah.
So everyone regains this much.
Whoop.
And she has like a couple like first level heals as well, but those go to the people that went down
Yeah.
directly. Healing is in
Alas.
high demand. An actual
Alas.
magical healer. Probably like the only one on the island right now. Imogen is passing out a bunch of potions, and you do get some of those. So you're probably able to basically heal to full off of like healing elixirs. She's an alchemist, and so she has a huge pile.
Bayleaf is going to choose not to use the potions. She thinks she should look banged up while walking around the world after this. You know,
Yeah,
adds to the story, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
If Imogen like doesn't give you a potion, then she does give you like some more booze.
That Bayleaf will smile grandly about. Thank you very much. Neil,
Sleep
what
it
the
off.
hell is with your axes?
Yeah. Neil, he can put up a fight. He was doing this when you arrived. He
Yes.
had his own little rebel movement, based in no small part off his ability to provide a aura of +1 to hit and then hit things with axes really hard. Very much the like I'm gonna be in there first type of commander. But that leads to an evening of, to be honest, most of the preparations for departure the following day have already been made. So this is kind of your last chance to live it up in the city before
Come, make my sword.
You
So much
do all
for
get.
partying.
You do all get, as part of your like tools for, like part of your like requisitioned tools, like the forges have been working. You each get an extra 100 gold to spend on like whatever like items or runes or whatever you want. That's like a share of like the army requisition.
It's 25 each.
No, 100 each. Like
Oh,
400
100 each.
400 total. Yes.
Wow.
Well, I can. Yeah, we can use those to get another another 3 runes for the rest of the party.
And Crom, would you like to at last make Visticia's threaded rapier?
I don't know.
Because if you do,
Yeah.
I can provide stats for that after the game, which I already have a
Um,
pretty good idea of what it's going to do, but I need to put it in the system.
Yes, Crom is going to do that.
Question for all of those partying and so on. I imagine there's a little sort of main gathering at one of the eateries or drinkeries.
Yeah.
How much would it cost to pay for food and drinks for the night?
For like there's enough people passing through various locations. Like, let's say there's probably like a big celebration at what was the PLB Enclave. That's like where a lot of troops and what have you are going to be. They're kind of operating out of a couple old taverns that are lending their space as makeshift barracks. I'll say there's enough people that it's kind of, you can put any amount of money into it and you'll be buying drinks for people. If you put like, I don't know, like 20 gold down, that would be a really impressive, like, get around and drinks for everybody.
Okay, Bailiff is going to put 30 golders down, do the big declaration of, this round's on me, food and drinks for everybody, yeah, and then, a bit of morale before we set sail.
Also, we did want to get a private workshop. I assume there isn't one for sale here in this recently liberated
No,
city.
we went over that at the start of the session.
Crom
Crom
bought one.
Okay.
It's was able to get one from like the Imperial workshops here.
I was assuming we would have to commission one from the butler.
Surprisingly, no.
Fair enough.
It is a tool that there's some of them that were just basically brought over and set up for like specialized manufacturing when the Imperials moved in, and they were never like collapsed back down again. But you are able to buy them.
Bailiff's making a declaration of, eat and drink hearty before we sail to victory, yada yada.
Yep. Lots of rounds of drink, lots of applause. One increasingly drunk servitor. Like, I don't know how much she's actually drinking, but she is not especially large.
No.
Yeah.
How do I do? Yeah, a bit. I lost a little bit.
You last a bit. It's fine. People seem to thankfully take it as more charmingly endearing that you're a little wobbly after everything. They're willing to chalk it up to the difficulty of the fight rather than you being unable to hold your liquor.
Listen, I lost like so many pints of blood.
Yes, you have to replace them.
And you didn't even weaponize it. What's wrong with you?
It is time for snacks. It is time for.
You have to.
I am 80% alcohol now.
You had to replace those with pints of alcohol.
Yeah.
Justicia is actually doing some dancing, doing agile moves on just the tips of her blades, making sure she's in a spot where she can't really slice people, but she gets close just as part of the wow factor.
Yeah, like the dolphins aren't allowed to actually eat people during the SeaWorld exhibition, but they do jump up next to them.
Dolphins?
You know,
Yeah.
like at the exhibitions at the zoo or whatever, the dolphins like they flip up in front of people, but the dolphins don't actually eat people. They're not actually that close. There's no dolphin attacks at the zoo, to my knowledge. I think. Never mind. Let's move on. Never mind. I'm not sure why dolphin attacks us.
That was very strange. Yes.
Look, I'm thinking of analogies for things that they look dangerous, but they're not.
Alexa, how many dolphin attacks have there been?
You can't see that. You never know when someone might have their phone next to like their speakers. It's
See, my response to computer. I have to be really careful talking about my computer.
Oh god.
Oh, God damn it.
Wait.
It just went off. God damn it.
I just heard the one. I just heard the relax in the back.
See what I mean?
Okay. That seems like it would be difficult if you were running a sci-fi game or something.
Yes,
but
it really is.
you can't turn that off? You can't like disable that?
I can unplug it.
Can't you just like move it to another room?
God.
No.
Anyhow. One day passes into the next. You wake up. The festivities are over. It is time to board the boats to get on board your flagship, which is a pretty large vessel. 3 sails.
A galleon.
A galleon, basically. Still, like, it's clearly, like, not quite the size of, like, a proper trade galleon, but...
It's not a man of war.
Yeah, it's not a man of war. It's sleek. It's converted from a civilian vessel, but it's got, like, weapons on board, decent crew. The most important thing and impressive thing about this ship is going to be the radio that is below decks that does allow you communication back to this town whenever you need it. But as you start to head out, the deck creaks underfoot. The air is filled with shouts and the frenzied activity of stowing oars and unfurling sails as you exit Sithalagon's harbor and start to turn to catch the westerly winds. Your own ship is the biggest, smaller vessels fanning out behind you and moving to make the same preparations as you move out from underneath the great stone arch that guards Partu's first free city. Not properly a member of the crew himself, you do catch sight of Niall, who is, much like you, recovering from the previous day's injuries. He is, like, fiddling with a flare gun as he looks back at the city. It is not the same weapon you used back when you encountered Kieran. You handed that one in to the Empire, you're pretty sure, but it is the same make. Fundamentally, like, the same kind of able to be loaded with different colors of shots and what have you. Otherwise, the deck is full of busy sailors and people with something specific to do. In theory, you could go below decks and get out of the way, but there's enough like energy and activity here that it feels right being on the deck for the moment, at least.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
Stysia can't be in any place other than someone else's way.
But she has such grace, such agility, such precision in her step.
That's the only reason why she hasn't fallen over yet.
Be careful which floorboards you're stepping on. Particularly soft and weak, you might sink a bit. See these funk. Uh-oh.
She just steps into one of into a little hole and just sinks. and stabs someone in the lower deck in the head.
Yeah, I think she probably can be assumed to avoid that. It's
She
pretty
has her
sturdy
sheaths
wood.
on. She has her sheaths on, so she's not denting the wood.
Mm-hmm.
All the pirates are very impressed by you. Double peg leg.
Imagine this Tisha having to walk on a grate.
I'd rather not.
Like a real loose grate with like the finely like the coarsely placed bars or whatever.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't like to imagine her
It's like-
swimming either.
the vastly worse version of having high heels is just
Only
Forget
heels.
You're
on a
all
grate.
heel. Yeah.
Swimming is not a problem. Just swim with your hips, not your feet.
Yeah, I feel like she could get a good breaststroke going, probably.
All right.
But you eventually hear Neil call out, "Hey, War Mother, still sore. Over here a sec. Do you have a moment?"
Oh, of course,
Beckons
of
over by
course.
the railing.
She'll head on over.
Some people were pulling something together in the town. Was not sure it'd be ready in time, but I got the message just as we were boarding the ship. He flips the flare around so that the handle is on offer. If you'd like to give the signal, you can do the honors. Send us off proper.
She'll give a look, but she'll nod and take it and sort of aim up and fire.
The flare fires out. It is sparkling. It is blue. There's a few colors mixed into it. It is not a standard flare. But as it reaches the peak, you look up at the arc of its fire, up at the stone arch over the harbor, and you see a banner unfurl like a waterfall from atop the archway of Sithalagon, billowing in the light rain and wind. A sea-green field emblazoned with a 5-petal flower, 4 of them white, the 5th bright red and styled as a candle flame. Someone on a nearby boat notices, points, and they sing a few notes from an old song. A few people who remember the words join in. Others just shout. You hear a couple firearms being discharged by rowdier crew members. The banner of Partu flies high. Partu united, Partu ready to fight. The battle ahead awaits. But, Crom, as you are watching this, Fang mutters something. It is too quiet for you to make out the first time, and it'll trail off and they'll pause before repeating it. Eventually just saying, wow, we're cool. She's cool. You're cool. You asked before? She. I didn't answer before because I wasn't sure. I think I'm good being she. That feels right. Is that okay?
Being Steve?
Yeah. You asked before, remember? Like, how to refer to me? That feels right. Is that okay?
Ah, that is fine. Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Again, the sword gives like a happy little hum as she trails off, settling into how several people have been referring to her anyway.
Crom kind of looks out into the sea, having the sea breeze blow his fur back, and
He looks incredibly majestic. Just like he looks like he belongs on like a calendar or something of like majestic dogs. 12 majestic dogs.
you're Your performance the other day was spectacular. I couldn't hope more from a weapon such as yourself.
I hope you could hope for more. I still am pretty sure I'm not working fully properly, you know. But uh, I'm I'm glad yeah. I'm glad it worked. Thanks.
I think it's time to give you a proper name.
I have a name. Or I mean, no. Sorry. What?
Uh, Fang, you just chose that because you didn't wish to use your other name, correct?
Uh, yeah. And I mean, like, I stab things. It seemed appropriate. Um,
I think you, with your new form, I think you can stand for uh, a different moniker if you wish for one.
uh, if you can give it, yeah. I mean, I don't need one or anything. I'm good, but if you have one, that'd be cool. I'd be honored, I guess.
He unsheaths her and brings the blade in front of him. No longer are you just merely a fang to bite and tear and flesh. You are uh, you are beautiful uh, like rain and
I cannot hear you very well, Verd.
sorry.
You're like way at the bottom of your
Sorry.
volume.
You are no longer just a beast, a fang to bite into the flesh. You are strong, powerful like a thunderstorm, and beautiful like the rain. Instead of fang, you shall be now known as Storimor.
Stormmore?
Storimor.
Storium more.
More.
Storium
Can-
more.
I want to recommend typing.
That won't help. I can type it if you want the spelling for it.
Is has to go over this a few times with the sword. Where she just Storium more. Storium more. Storium more? Storium more. Yes. I mean I can still rend flesh, right? Like I can still do that. That seems like it's
Yes.
part of my job. Yes. That's cool. But the story more.
It's
Thing.
it means the great storm in Gosiren.
Oh, it does mean storm more. Yes, that makes it easy to remember. Thank you. Wait, sorry, is that offensive?
Nope. That's
No. Okay.
whatever works for you.
Okay, whatever works for me. That's weird. I don't know what to think of that, but the name is great. Thank you, Crom. I'll do my best.
I believe you will.
And with that, you head out of the city. And as you go, you each take 300 experience points, taking you up to 100 points into level 6.
Woo!
And with you formally heading up the rebel army, your mythic rank increases to 3 across the party.
Shiny.
And yes, I know there are still gaps in the War Mother stuff. I will be filling that in. I actually have a week where I don't have a huge pile of family obligations this week, so I can hopefully catch up on stuff. Yes,
Nice.
hooray. But that, I think, will be where we close things out. Thank you to everyone for playing. Thanks to everyone in the audience for watching. If you've enjoyed this game and are interested in participating, you can hire me. I run tabletop games professionally in a wide variety of systems and genres. Just check out the About tab on my channel for a rundown on how you can get in touch with me. I'd love to work with you to set up exactly the kind of game you and your group are looking for. Until next time, be kind where you can, brave where appropriate, and always try to act in solidarity with those less fortunate than yourself.